So how are you guys enjoying season 3 of Sniffer Things? Is it everything you hoped for and more? Does it give you better than plus 111 same game parlays? Of course it does. It gives you plus 325 same game parlays. Did it even give you more than plus 325 same game parlays? Of course. It gives you the Hughes, Ruckus, Hughes, plus 625 same game parlay. I gave you a little warning that I was rounding into form, and it's been on full display this week. Monday, Tuesday, can't ask for much better. So many of those bets went exactly as we would have hoped. It's great to see, and I'll do what I can heading into this Wednesday where there are only a few games on the slate. We used a little assistance from Odd Shopper Premium to build ourselves a same game parlay. I don't bet overs often, but when I do, they're assisted by Odd Shopper Premium. We got one tonight that they're going to try to assist us with. So we'll try to replicate what we did with those overs using Odd Shopper Premium tipping us off. Like that one could be an over. And we'll try to build another one in the same fashion that we did last night. Now, we're going to open up with the Tampa Bay Lightning. You guys, you've been learning about a lot of my philosophies. Last night, you saw a little bit of the home and home with the Avalanche. Another philosophy that you guys have seen me use a lot. After a team pitches a shutout, I love that team in an under in the following game. There's a little issue this time around. I don't like the hocus pocus witch's brew ingredients of trying to concoct an under between two teams like the Lightning and the Penguins. You know, just like you probably see all the names on the ice there and those potential power plays, despite Pittsburgh's power play being awful. You saw these two teams played last week, and Tampa got up early, ended up losing to Pittsburgh. But coming off that shutout, I always believe defensive confidence rolls over into the next game. Then when you couple that with the fact that Tampa lost to this Pittsburgh team, I never liked that matchup. I said that before the game. For Tampa, Pittsburgh's weirdly a bad matchup. However, to me, that Vasilevsky shutout makes the difference. I'm choosing the Lightning to win again in a game where the spread, isn't too big in either direction, but I like the Lightning to follow up that good win after that stretch of bad play. I don't think it's overly likely that you get that shutout and then just go right back to the poor play. We'll see. The Lightning and Penguins have been two teams who have, I don't want to say surprised us, but just very much up and down throughout the early parts of this season. But after that shutout by Vasilevsky, I'd be a little bit surprised if he's getting shelled in this one, despite the offensive talent that Pittsburgh has to offer. So I will take the Lightning in that game. And then I just mentioned a little bit of home and home. Usually, when that worst team wins the first game, it's usually in their building. And then they go home or to the other team's home and get crushed. Interestingly enough, it happened the flip side. You had the Blues go into Vegas. Now, it was an overtime victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. When the better team in a home and home loses that first one, I just don't foresee them losing back-to-back games to a clearly inferior team. We saw that with Colorado. They beat Anaheim. They were up 3-0 in the third. Pretty close call. Only ended up winning 3-2. I'm expecting to see something similar with these Vegas Golden Knights. The line isn't too awful because they're on the road in this one. And once again, great chance, even though the line's not too terrible, to utilize the Caesars same game parlay, the ones that we smack 2 plus 300s. And you can do that on Caesars, where your first bet will be risk-free up to $1,000 as long as you're a new user on that platform and located in a state that has Caesars, and sports betting is obviously legal. But if you or anybody you know has a gambling problem, make sure you call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. We can take, once again, Jonathan Marchessault, Stanley Cup Finals MVP. With the Las Vegas Golden Knights win, that will put you at plus money to get the Vegas Golden Knights. But you don't have to do that because the price isn't all that bad. I wouldn't mind sprinkling a little bit on the puck line. I wouldn't, because the fact that Vegas lost, I like them coming out and getting a little retribution back in St. Louis. So I like Vegas there. You can combine it with Marchessault. Now, potential ruckus, Odd Shopper Premium, assisted ruckus, Odd Shopper Premium, and you can't ever blame them when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers. These Carolina Hurricanes, they just played Winnipeg, but How have these Winnipeg games been going? A lot of unders. I showed you that board last time. That homestand that they were on, and even before that, under. Now we're looking at the Edmonton Oilers. You don't have to look at their recent schedule to know almost all their games can go over. They've been playing a little bit better. They've been accumulating points in a good amount of games. I'm hesitant to say, oh, no, they're playing very well. Not so much. Some of these games, they're not looking too great. Other games, they're accumulating points, which is all you can really ask for if you're them. But you guys know I am more of a supporter of the Canes, but Odd Shopper Premium, they like the over 6.5 in this one. It makes sense. They have many talented players over there. They're going to be pretty pissed off after that last one. Edmonton has a nasty power play, which is starting to click. Their offensive players are starting to get their confidence back. McDavid looks a little more healthy. This one definitely does have ruckus potential. Ruckus. Edmonton, Carolina, potential over 6.5 ruckus. And if we're going to do that, just as you saw yesterday, am I going to take the over 6.5? Yay, -1. Or if 7 goals are going to be scored, let me try to find some along the way. So the first one I'm going to go with, Marty Necas scored in that last game. I'm going to look for him to get back on the score sheet. So over 6.5, Marty Necas, Leon Draisaitl. I might want to go over 6.5, Marty Necas, and Carolina Hurricanes to win. Yes, because I'm taking the Hurricanes. After a loss like they got in Winnipeg, they outplayed Winnipeg clearly. Interestingly enough, before the season started, this was the Stanley Cup final favorite, Carolina versus Edmonton. Doesn't look so much to be the case anymore, but I think Carolina is in a way better position and spot than Edmonton. Edmonton is still trying to get everybody pulling in the right direction and figure out what kind of team they are. The one thing about these two teams that you need to know, they're both bottom, I think, 3, 4, or 5 in save percentage, meaning they're getting the worst goaltending. So you want to talk about the ingredients in a witch's brew: 2 bottom 5 goaltending situations and 2 offenses who do have talented players who can score. You obviously know that's the case in Edmonton, but don't discount the amount of players that they have over there in Carolina. They do have talented players. Another player prop that I want to take, Brett Burns. He's being priced as if he's a second power play guy. He's running that top power play like he did last year. So those are some more props that I like. I think until you see the Brett Burns point props start to get worse in price, we got to take advantage of that. So over 6.5, point for Necas, Burns with the Carolina Hurricanes. So Burns, Necas, and Canes is what I like there. The last game, I'm not, or, it's earlier in the night, but I have 0 predictions on. Don't ask me. These two teams are in the same realm. Some of their games stay way under. Some go way over. It's Florida, it's Dallas, and it's something that I'm not going to be taking. So that is what I have for you here on a Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoyed the fruits of my sniff over these last couple days. I'm very happy, as always, when the picks come through for you. I'll always try to bring my best to you, and now you can do that for me by subscribing to the Odd Shopper channel, following me on social media, following my YouTube page so you can check out my show Pickin' Corners on Friday nights. Do all that stuff for me, and we'll call it even. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Good luck.